You're watching Monty TV. I'm Jacki Karsh, joined now by Tom Bain. He is the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at CounterTack, the leading provider of real-time big data endpoint detection and response technology for enterprises. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Absolutely, I'm happy to.
Consumer confidence is often shaken when they hear, about these huge data breaches, whether it's Target or Yahoo or even a small business. Who do you think is really the target these days? Is it the Fortune 500 companies? Is it the little man who has, a home run shop? Mm-hmm. Or is it, the individual?
From an organizational standpoint, large companies are the most targeted, right? The most highly and frequently targeted because they have the most assets, right? That an attacker wants, right? They want data, right? They want to exfiltrate that data, and they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to do anything they have to with a targeted, very carefully, meticulously planned out campaign against that company, right? So that's why companies like CounterTack exist, because you need different layers of security technology to really trip that attacker up, right? And sort of like hold them off a little bit until they can do some really bad damage, and then monitor to kind of see what they're doing so that you can just basically come in and neutralize the entire threat eventually. It's really pretty fascinating. And I would also say that, Jacki, with respect to consumers are just as much at risk. They're not really highly targeted and sophisticated attacks because it's a single endpoint, right? It's a single device. It's a single, Wi-Fi network at your house, right? So it comes down to, getting, I think, people in general and organizations more security conscious. That, I think, is what's happening now. There's a lot of movies out on cybersecurity now. So, I mean, it's gone mainstream, and it's gone mainstream for a reason.
They're not always after money. Sometimes they're after information, or it's a more long-term hack. How do you help your customers prevent that? Because, you can see when, someone has taken $1,000 out of your bank account.
Sure.
But sometimes you don't know if they've taken your social security number
mm-hmm.
and have a plot planned.
I would say the way that we help customers is, number one, we give them visibility into that endpoint environment, right? Endpoint environments at any organization are convoluted, sophisticated, and generally speaking, kind of a mess, right? Because there's Macs, there's Windows machines, there's Windows servers, there's Linux machines, right? There's all different virtual types of environments where machines are in that virtual environment already. So you're looking at it and you're going, wow, this is such a quagmire of devices. How do I really get a handle on this and not just manage it, but get some visibility really into what's happening, right? So that's where we help customers. Is we've got a behavioral analysis algorithm that looks at behaviors, not just processes, right? That really exposes, and our technology actually hides from attackers. So we kind of deceive them as they're coming into one of our customers' organizational sites. So we kind of deceive them. They can't see us. When attackers don't think they're being watched, they show you all their cards, right? And at that point, that's when we catch them, and we can detect every move that they're making.
How do you protect the mobile phone? Because it is becoming the go-to source for everything. There must be, mm-hmm. 1,001 companies that mm-hmm. are trying to move everything to mobile, but the more we put on these devices, the more they become the main target.
Mobile's a little challenging, right? Because there's different types of technologies that interoperate with the different operating systems between Android and iOS, which are the two primary.
Or even, Wi-Fi versus,
right.
your telephone service.
Right. I would say, the way I would think about that is, we haven't seen a major mobile-based data breach yet, right? There are different technologies between containers and MDM types of solutions and some endpoint technology that can really help monitor some of that, right? But it's difficult because it's typically a mobile phone that's your mobile phone, right? That you
right.
have, right? Those are employee mobile phones. Those are difficult to put, from an enterprise standpoint, it's difficult to put an enterprise piece of technology onto an employee's mobile phone to monitor stuff that they're doing. Typically, I wouldn't want that, at my job. So it's a little bit difficult from a policy standpoint, and it's a little bit difficult from a technology standpoint. I think we need to see the big kahuna of mobile data breaches that traces back to root cause being a mobile device, right? Before it gets that much more important in the stack.
So that's how you get ahead?
That's how we get ahead.
All right, Tom, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.